south end, but they are ruthless, hungry and in power again.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die. I'm Sara, aka Quentin Quarantino.
I'm Caroline, aka I was going to also use Quentin Quarantino.
Damn, how about Quentin and Tarented by Written Directino?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I'm Val Flightcub, aka It Was the End of Times, It Was the Worst of Times.
I'm Matt, aka COVIDCon, the new convention all about COVID-19.
Meet or greet.
We're feeling regular, aren't we, folks?
This is
absolutely
easily the most regular time any of us have lived through. It's extremely regular out there.
Do you remember 2 weeks ago when the NBA shut down?
No.
No, I remember because that headline was coupled with the headline of Sarah fucking Palin in a bear suit.
Yes!
Doing Baby Got Back.
The Masked Singer, yes!
Oh,
and
God.
she did Baby Got Back!
And I think that was just when all of our brains just sort of collectively went, oh,
alright, fuck this.
This is where we live now.
Mm-hmm.
Fake world, fake world, fake world.
I think I've been feeling...
Honestly, Palin is not as surprising. I mean, Palin is awful, but, like, the fact that she's been rehabilitated does not surprise me because Sean Spicer was on Dancing with the Stars last year.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just remembered his lime green,
Yep, that's literally the only thing I can picture.
I remember when he said Holocaust centers.
I remember that too.
Do you remember the Bowling Green massacre back in 2017?
Oh my god!
Yesterday when Brooks tweeted about it, reminded me.
That is as distant to me as my first day of kindergarten.
That's as distant to me as the first time I played Pokemon.
Hey, Pokemon's good.
Pokemon is very good.
Pokemon is good in these trying times, but we're experiencing possibly the most regular one the U.S. has ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't worry, it's very regular up here as well.
Oh yeah, it's regular. It's regular the world over, but the U.S. seems to be going out of its way to make it as regular as possible.
What's the dispatch from up north, Matt?
They're taking COVID-19 slightly more seriously, and our public health system has not collapsed yet.
All right.
2 for 2.
How are your stonks?
I have never had a stonk in my life, nor would I ever.
How are your turnips?
How my what?
Turnips.
I don't play Animal Crossing, but Stephanie's doing very well with turnips.
I bought them for 99 bells today, hoping to make a profit.
Hell yeah, hustle that shit. Money is fake, but turnips are forever.
Turnips are real.
Buy low, sell high, babe.
Animal Crossing money is more real than real money at this point.
That's not a fucking joke. That's just objective truth.
That's the objective truth. And also, a barrel of Alberta oil now sells for less than a barrel of Monkey's toy. Which is my
on a barrel of Alberta oil.
It's
what is
my
Monkey's
absolute
toy.
A barrel of monkeys. Like it's barrel of monkeys. That's the toy.
Val, do you
think it was like a barrel filled with something called Monkey's Toy?
Yes!
Like one word? That's really good.
That's a perfectly valid read of that sentence. So, but yeah, no, Alberta oil is... the whole thing about Alberta oil is that it sucks fucking ass. Mm-hmm. And they have to inject lighter oils into it to actually ship it. Because it's too heavy.
It needs to be diluted like an essential oil.
Yes, it is
a functionally perfect system.
Okay, no, it gets better. So it's too heavy to move through pipelines by itself, so it has to be injected with these, lighter oils that allow it to transport. These lighter, useless oils are now worth dozens of times more than the Alberta bitumen itself. Meaning that, so, what it actually sells, is, the Western Canadian... There's a name for it, how it trades. That's with the dilutant in it. And since that is now trading at less than the value of the dilutant itself, that means Alberta oil itself, without the dilutant, has a negative value. It is an actually negative value.
It's like those times in American history when the copper in the U.S. penny was more valuable than the penny itself.
Yeah. I mean, that was also true in Canada, and then we got rid of the penny.
Yeah, we still have it.
As you should.
I don't know what
Capitalism
the fuck
is
we're
the
still
most
doing with the
efficient
penny.
way to distribute resources.
It sure is. But yeah, no, I'm so glad that the Alberta leadership decided to diversify. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm getting a text. Oh, sorry, they didn't diversify their economy and they're fucked.
L.
Golly, who'd have thunk it? They actually, I didn't research this enough for it to be like a main topic, but they just fired like a huge chunk of like primary education workers. Like a solid like 5% of the Alberta workforce were all fired unilaterally on a Saturday.
Oh!
Like this literally happened yesterday. And it's funny how all the sectors that Jason Kenney loves, like oil and gas and construction, are male-dominated, and all the sectors that he hates, like education and healthcare, are all women-dominated. I'm sure it's nothing.
It's definitely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like nothing.
Yeah, but
so that's my Canada report.
You know what else is nothing? The amount that celebrities are actively contributing towards helping this crisis.
Holy
Oh
fuck!
my God.
Folks, the celebs are at it again.
They're out here doing. I'm staking my claim here. We are going to be ground zero for reclaiming the term virtue signaling from the right. This podcast will be. I know it's already started, but I'm retroactively declaring it, just like Joe Biden's dad, who threw the first brick at Stonewall.
God.
We'll get to that later. It's just the most, like, it's the most doing whatever you can without doing anything kind of thing. It's just, hey, don't come for me in my house. I'm safe and healthy, but I'm gonna... Carolyn, you prep this topic. You go for it.
Yeah. So, I did not look up when the day was. This is just off the top of my dome, because time is fake, but, I would approximate about a week ago, but it could be as few as like 3 days.
Are we talking about the Imagine video?
Yeah.
That was at least a year ago.
Correct, yes. Marvel actress and IDF veteran Gal Gadot.
No.
Organized
DC actress. They'll get very mad if you mix that up.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, one of those, yeah. Okay, right. Yeah, okay. Apologies to just gestures at everything.
Apologies to nerds who I don't respect.
Correct, yes. So Gal Gadot thought that the best way to just bring some cheer into the life of us peons and serfs
As a millionaire.
out in the not Hollywood, was to put a video together of all of the celebs. All the celebs come together in a big hug for Game Master Gal Gadot's birthday. It was really fucking bad. I sort of, due to like depression and like other things, I've sort of like forgotten how to like listen to music. So whatever is stuck in my head at any given time is like the last song I heard. So I'm just walking around like with like Sarah Silverman like
doing
singing.
hoo-hoo.
Yeah, it's awful. The worst one is the Imagine There's No Countries. Whoever that man is, I don't recognize him. I hate him with my life. But the celebs that I did recognize, it's like Kristen Wiig. It's sadly Pedro Pascal. He's over in Martel.
Is Jimmy Fallon in that video? Because there was a guy there who was a lot like him who was wearing sunglasses like he didn't want to be noticed.
I am completely face-blind, except it's only between Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon. I can assure you one of them was in this video.
Honestly, same.
It was also like Will Ferrell, like lying down in bed with like a mop of like David Lynch hair. It just really upsetting in general. Pretty much everybody looked like shit. Who else was in there? Saya, Zoe Kravitz,
Natalie Portman.
Oh yeah, Natalie Portman.
So they each take turns singing a line from Imagine, but they don't sing it in the same tempo or key.
No.
Good.
You roll the dice every time the camera cuts. It's
horrible.
It's really bad. It's the way it starts is also like Gal Gadot looks so scary in this. Like she's just staring into the camera and smiling and saying, "Imagine there's no heaven." Smiling slowly. It's just a really upsetting video, but I mean, I think, how dare us for questioning the celebs? They work so hard to bring us this light and this time of toil.
Folks, I've been
They couldn't even coordinate a key.
Folks, I've been waiting
They
for Gal.
tried.
I've been waiting for Gal Gadot to do something respectable for the past 10 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I got you,
So-
Sarah.
Thank you,
There's
Matt.
just
I'm glad
all
someone did.
this. There's all these completely tone deaf attempts at like spreading cheer and just the most vapid shit you can imagine. Like I saw, I think it was Halsey posted a picture on Twitter where it was like done in MS Paint or whatever the like mobile version for Apple is, like the markup thing you can do on photos. It's like written a virus, but the VIR is X'd out in red, so it just says
Oh, that was Halsey?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my god.
The
Yeah.
Priyanka Chopra one, so Priyanka Chopra's done a couple. The one that I found was of her singing, what the fuck was she singing? It was some, like, child song that I can't remember, because it sounds like something.
Johnny, yes, Papa.
that'd be really funny.
Eating sugar, no, Papa.
No, it was, if you're happy and you know it, and it was just, if you're everybody in the world, wash your hands. If you're somebody, you need to wash your hands.
Oh my god.
Because she was tagged by the by WHO to do the wash your hands challenge.
Like, the thing about this is who are these fucking slime hands that weren't washing their fucking hands before?
Apparently a lot of people.
A lot of fucking people!
That's
Well, you have to, you wash your hands, like, after you touch any significant amount of thing. Like, I wasn't gross before, but I also wasn't, like, washing my hands to go outside.
Yeah.
sure. I wasn't conscious of every time I was like touching something like
I wasn't like, oop, just touched the
Yeah,
doorknob.
but I-
Yeah, but like if
would-
I'm doing food prep, I'm washing
Yeah,
my hands
food
like
prep,
800 times.
yeah,
If I'm in the
absolutely.
bathroom, I'm washing my hands for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, like, I think I sometimes would, like, wash my hands when I, like, got home from the day after riding the bus, but I don't think that was, like, an absolute.
yeah, I would after after riding my
I was
bike
just-
because my
I was-
hands would be mad sweaty and gross.
I was just like, I was one of these grossos. I washed after I pooped, I washed after I peed, and I washed if my hands got gross out. And
I mean, see, that is more than some people were washing at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's the bare minimum.
I think Demi did a upsetting tweet about, like, I'm seeing so many more men in the men's bathroom washing their hands now. What the fuck were you guys doing before?
I did a couple weeks ago when I was still at work. I was in the kitchen at one point, and this guy was like, oop, just gonna get behind you to wash my hands, and I just hear psh, and then he was like, bloop, and like flicked off the water off his hands and went away, and I was like, you didn't do what you thought you just did.
I do not understand people who do not wash their hands in public bathrooms. If you're at home, I'm not perfect. I'm not 100%.
That's between you and God.
Yeah, that's between me and God. Satan will show me an itemized list of the number of times I pooped and peed in my own home without washing my damn hands. But doing that in public?
People can see you, bro!
I know.
Anyways, Caroline, what were you saying?
Yeah, the thing that I absolutely 100% did not do, it was not as egregious as Val's example, but I super was not washing my hands for 20 seconds.
No,
Oh
me
no,
neither.
God no.
Oh, no, not
You
at all.
wash them as long as it takes to get them wet and then get the soap
And then
off.
to get the
Wet,
soap, yeah.
gone.
Mhm.
That is definitely something I've picked up now is, washing them for longer, and once a pandemic has passed, I will probably resume washing them for maybe 5 seconds. But
Also, I don't know if I can go back to that because every time my hands touch water now, the Digimon theme song starts playing in my head because that's what I whistle the chorus of Butterfly by is it Koji Wada? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up because I'll be mad if I'm wrong.
I always do the intro to the album Flood by They Might Be Giants because it's like exactly 20 seconds long.
Yeah, the chorus for Koji Wada's Butterfly is also 20 seconds, so just, get that water wet, and I just think about my fun Digimon friends every time I get my hands wet.
Fuck yeah.
I have a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer tune that I lifted from Twitter, and I guess I'll have to sing it.
Yes.
It's not going to be as funny. If not, it's novel coronavirus has a lipid outer shell. Washing with soap and water sends it back to virus hell. So that's
I love it.
That's so good.
I have a proposal for a new one for y'all.
Okay.
Y'all like Tupac?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Boris Johnson has got the Rona. Boris
Boris Johnson
has got the Rona. Yes, he do. In the city of London.
We
in
should
the
run
city.
down all the world leaders who definitely have coronavirus.
Bolsonaro.
Boris Johnson
Bolsonaro.
confirmed. The Bolsonaro thing was. I was laughing so hard at this because
The
the
Bolsonaro
news-
thing was the funniest thing in the
it
world.
was like at first it was like there were several days where people would be like Bolsonaro like tested positive for coronavirus, but there was one day where it was like official news outlets saying Bolsonaro tested positive for coronavirus, and then like a couple hours later it was like retracted, and then it was like mixed reports about Bolsonaro's coronavirus status. So I just assumed that it was just sort of the like general like propaganda noise you get in the media, but what I found out was the conflicting sources was one man, and that one man,
His terrible fail son.
Bolsonaro's awful son, who first told the news that Bolsonaro daddy he tested positive for coronavirus, and then he walked it back, and that's what
Oh
the
my God.
conflicting reports were.
So he definitely has it.
Mhm.
Right,
Oh,
he was saying, like, I don't have it, and then he's, like, on TV looking like complete garbage
I
with
think
a mask
around,
over his face. Like, he looks like he's actively decaying.
This was a couple days ago, so this has probably increased exponentially since, but I saw that 22 members of Bolsonaro's inner circle had, like, since tested positive. Like, a bunch of people in his cabinet, like his driver. So, dude definitely has it, and he's
Oh, yeah.
he's doing anti-fascist action by spreading it to all of the awful fucking fascist freaks around him.
Rand Paul? No. Paul
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's Rand Paul.
Rand Paul.
There's too many
Also has
Pauls. There's Rand Paul. There's Ron Paul. There's Paul Ryan. There's
Yeah,
Paul
it's-
Wall because there's Paul Wall and he's got the internet going nuts.
Yeah, everyone's clamoring for more Paul Wall content in the year of our Lord 2020.
Matt, I don't know if you know, but he does actually just literally have a song called "I Got the Internet Going Nuts."
That's great. I do like that.
Paul Wall is what I named my wall.
You know, I knew where that joke was going the whole time you were saying it, but that punchline hit me really nice.
It still worked. Not exactly world leaders, but like, was it like 500, 600 members of the NYPD have it?
Mm-hmm.
Like so many cops.
Swine flu!
My roommate came up to me the other day and was like, "Hey, did you hear we got some swine flu?" And I was like terrified because I hadn't heard this story yet, and I was like, "Oh god,
Oh, no.
that also?" And then they're like, "Yeah, a bunch of cops got it," and I was like, "Oh,
That's pretty funny.
You gotta lead with that one.
That is really great.
Mhm.
You gotta lead with that joke. That you can't just say, "Hey, swine flu's back."
Yeah.
Yeah, read the room.
Justin Trudeau's wife has it, but apparently not Justin Trudeau, even though they are isolating together.
Yeah, so yet.
I
Yet.
mean,
He doesn't have it yet.
would
I mean-
Not have it confirmed yet.
Would he tell us? Yeah, it's a good question. Maybe that's why he grew that beard.
Hide the Rona.
hide the Rona.
The fact that Bojo went public about it makes me think that I don't know how easy it's going to be to be able to like keep a lid on these kinds of things.
I don't
Like,
know. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden has it.
You know what?
Joe Biden already died.
Joe Biden actually died
Joe
of swine
Biden has
flu.
been
He's
dead for like 6 days.
no,
Yeah,
Joe
there's no way Joe Biden's still alive.
Caroline, it goes deeper than that. Joe Biden's been dead since swine flu. Obama's been Weekend at Bernie'sing him this whole time.
That's fucked up.
You remember that guy in Men in Black at the coroner's office who was just a dude in like who was just like a little alien in a giant dude suit?
Yes.
That's what someone's just been piloting Joe Biden like that for the last like 8 years.
Yeah.
And,
Is Joe Biden a
what we're
gunman?
seeing right now is the mech was not designed to last a decade.
It's Jeff Sessions' cousin in there. The only other person who'd be small enough.
Yeah.
I bet you Trump could do it because he's got small hands.
Small hands.
He does have small hands.
And he's orange.
And he's orange.
I hear that President Trump is a ratings hit. Is that true?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How's our president been responding to this unprecedented?
Well, so first of all, the thing that he's been doing that I want to talk about real quick is that he is like extremely pettily striking back at New York City and New Jersey
and Michigan.
and Michigan. Yep. I mean, I say that like it's new. This is not new. He's been doing this. We've talked about this before, but this is like in the midst of a global quarantine. He's mad that Cuomo doesn't like him and is like punishing Cuomo for stepping up. But
He's
also,
doing the exact thing that he was impeached for.
yes,
Yes.
and also, how presidential does the name Andrew Cuomo sound to you?
No, thank you.
No. No thanks.
Well, okay, so I know
I'm
you're
going to die.
Okay, so okay. How bad are you feeling about the very real possibility that the DNC almost entirely rat fucked us out of out of due process this election? How's that making you feel?
Listen, we have overthrown.
It's not over till it's over, babe.
We have overthrown governments in Latin America for lesser election discrepancies than the exit poll in Michigan.
Absolutely, no,
Sorry.
Val, you're right. It's not over till it's over. But, like, how do you feel about the possibility of the DNC just outright rat fucking us out of a due process? Because there is still fight left to be had, but the cards are on the table. The DNC has engaged in rat fucking, and now all it's left to be seen is how successful it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to dim post.
How are you going to feel if the DNC rat fucks you out of an election and then gives it to someone who was not running in the first place?
I feel like if they nominate Andrew Cuomo at convention, then someone is going to burn the convention to the ground.
I'm about to start swinging.
They're not going to have a convention, though. They're not going to have a massive crowd. It's going to be a virtual.
That's true. It'll be all virtual.
Oh my God, did you see that fucking thing where Biden was like, I don't think I'm actually going to debate Bernie next month. I've already won.
Yeah, because he's dead.
Yeah, he's fucking dead. Do you remember that
I think
time?
You're right.
Do you remember that time he said, we need someone who's going to show up in front of the American people now on a debate stage and then disappeared for the next 7 days because he fucking died?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
literally, he's just posted those 2 videos, right? Like, those are the only things.
And
thumbs up
the thumbs
emoji.
Up. He did the thumbs up emoji.
He did do a thumbs up emoji on an Instagram live stream.
But so back to the original topic at hand. So our wet president, I try not to talk about the things that he just says outright, but this one is, you can't stop me from posting about this. So this is a tweet he posted 3 hours ago, time of recording. President Trump this is all in a quote. President Trump is a ratings hit. Since reviving the daily White House briefing, Mr. Trump and his coronavirus updates have attracted an average audience of 8.5 million on cable news, roughly the viewership of the season finale of The Bachelor. Numbers are continuing to rise. On Monday, nearly 12.2 million people watched Mr. Trump's briefing on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, according to Nielsen, Monday Night Football numbers. Millions more are watching on ABC, CBS, NBC, and online streaming sites, and the audience is expanding. On Monday, Fox News alone attracted 6.2 million viewers for the president's briefing, an astounding number for a 6 p.m. cable broadcast, more akin to the viewership for a popular primetime sitcom. The CBS News poll said 13% of Republicans trusted the news media for information about the virus. Quoth Michael M. Grindbaum of the New York Times.
Oh boy.
Good.
So, in the midst of all this, Trump has always been about ratings. This is nothing new.
So excited.
It's just really funny to see him. He saw himself mention the same name as
He was like the finale of The Bachelor.
My brain is exploding into 5,000 different synapses of ways to talk about this, and they're all like clogging the information highway of my brain. I have like 6 jokes on one neuron right now, and it's like causing a complete stoppage.
See if you can say all of them at the same time, but watch out.
Can I propose what I think of this?
Yeah, let's hear what you got.
I am worried that COVID-19 is President Trump's 9/11.
His approval rating
he's responding to it horribly, and hopefully history will judge him negatively. But right now, it's doing numbers, and people really think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, his approval rating is good.
The Democrats are making zero attempt to stick this to him whatsoever. Like there is like actual. I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm sure there is mathematical data for like even just anecdotally. We point to that man who died after drinking the like, fish tank chloroquine. Thank you. Yes.
Phosphate.
Yeah, because Trump went on TV and said, hey, I heard that's a great cure for coronavirus. And, like, even anecdotally, we can tie it to that. I'm sure there are actual numbers out there that show the amount of deaths that his gross negligence has caused, and the DNC has zero interest in sticking it to him. And I don't know why I sound so angry or surprised about this, because that's just what the DNC is. They're a body to, like, tisk at Trump for.
Yeah, the thing with the DNC's... The thing with the DNC's response is that it is consistent with their history of left punching, because every critique of Trump's response is something that would be an equal critique of Joe Biden's response if he were currently the president. Mm-hmm. And the fact that any substantial critique of Trump is, like, de facto a critique of Joe Biden because they have, like, the same policies on so many of these fucking things.
Curious.
Means that they haven't stuck to any of it.
He's been forced to, like, put out a bunch of tweets like, let me be clear, testing and treatment for coronavirus should be 100% free.
Hold on, Caroline, did he actually tweet, let me be clear?
he extremely did tweet, let me be clear, I'm not sure if it was that tweet, but like he has been doing the Mayor Pete pretending to be Obama thing. Yeah, but like that just I mean like, just the tweet itself exposes like, okay, why
do you remember that scene? I could be misremembering Saving Private Ryan. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I've only ever seen I think I only ever saw the TV edited version. But is there like a scene where like a top half of a dude is crawling away and he's just like severed at the midsection? I could be thinking of a Mortal Kombat fatality. Yeah, that's either way. That's what my brain is doing right now. Like half of my brain is just left in my noggin, and the other half is like slowly worming its way out of my ear.
I want to hear the second half of Caroline's sentence about that tweet.
Yes, please, Caroline. Sorry.
Oh fuck! Now I have to remember my train of thought. Oh shit.
So you were saying just the fact that he was saying testing and whatever should be free.
Yeah, it exposes like how ridiculous the entire like Democratic establishment position is. Like why? So like testing for coronavirus and treatment for coronavirus should be free, but chemotherapy should not be free. Cancer treatment should not be free. Like any other fucking disease should not be free. Like, okay, so coronavirus testing is free. So you go to the drive-in clinic and you get the first thing they do is a flu swab, and it comes back positive for flu. Well, tough luck, Jack. That's not coronavirus. You owe us $400. Like,
listen, Jack. How do I open Wallet?
Listen, Jack. How do I open PDF?
Honestly, that is. Yeah, like, if you go, like, a corona testing and corona treatment, and then, like, it actually turns out, like, we started treatment before your test came back, and your test is negative, so your treatment is now, you have to pay for it again. Like, you do have to be bankrupt for this, because the thing that you have, a lot of people have had in the past, and it's not interesting and novel, so that'll be $10,000, thanks. And
it lays bare that, like, anything the Democrats are saying about corona right now is because they have to.
It's the same. I mean, it's just like flattening the timeline of all of their normal healthcare policies, but instead of being applied to some people slowly over time, it's everybody right now. Like, if you don't have access to good healthcare, like you could get sick and go bankrupt and then, not be able to get treatment at all. Like, yeah, that could happen, but it happens all the time, but it's kind of spread out. Who knows? Yeah. But it's like nobody has access to their income right now. Everybody
how
is
do
getting
all those
sick.
Arguments about how everybody loves their employer insurance plan and people want to have a choice of their employer insurance plan, how's that going when everybody just got fucking laid off?
Boom!
Yeah, that one really got laid bare, and it's like the hypocrisy of that is something that, the news media should be pointing out, but sure aren't.
Yeah, no.
I wonder why.
The news media only gives a shit about hypocrisy when the Republicans do it, because
or when the left does it,
or Bernie,
or when Bernie does it,
or specifically Bernie Sanders.
because Republicans have very historically responded well to critiques of hypocrisy and
hypocrisy in process.
They do hear criticisms of themselves, and also they register them.
Do you know what take has been making me just go fucking insane? Like the take that's just making me turn into the Joker? It's the tweet that I keep seeing that's like, wow, I can't believe the Republicans are saying that grandparents should die for the economy, but yet there are also people who are saying every life is sacred. I bet this will be really hard to explain in 3 months when they try to pass an abortion bill. And like, no, it won't.
It won't.
They've never worried about that.
They historically never have and never will until we do something about it. I don't know what the fuck that something is, but there is something to be done.
Like, someone pointed out like 25 years ago that that Republicans caring so much about abortion doesn't gel with the fact that they don't support like welfare or early life payments to like new mothers and stuff like that. This didn't do anything.
This hypocrisy is nothing new. This is just like a slightly different flavor. Like this is like you've been exposed to vanilla, and this is like French vanilla hypocrisy.
It's funny because they're white.
Nice.
It's get it like vanilla.
It's like okay, you've had panda paws, now have moose paws. It's the same fucking ice cream.
It's the same ice cream.
Yeah,
sorry, I don't know that one.
Moose Tracks?
Moose Tracks, fuck.
Shit.
Moose Tracks
is not panda paws. I retract my statement. Moose Tracks, fuck.
Yeah, I could say definitive Henry Kissinger's Pokemon going to die, not a threat, just a fact opinion is that Moose Tracks absolutely fucks.
Official ice
Which
cream
one is
of the
Moose
show.
Tracks?
Peanut butter cups.
Yeah, it has like a specific type of fudge in it. It's not like a specific type of fudge. It's a particular brand of fudge, and it's like vanilla ice cream with a lot of shit in it, and like swirls of
And peanut butter?
And usually peanut butter
There
cups.
is peanut butter cups. Yeah.
Oh, peanut butter cups.
Yeah, like little mini Reese.
That does fuck.
It does fuck.
So does anyone want to hear? Okay, so I have more things to say about Biden, but does anyone want to hear a tweet that I just saw that is just making me lose it?
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
The company that decided to not manufacture ventilators because it wasn't profitable was named Covidian.
Fuck off.
What?
Fuck off and eat
COVID-19
shit.
with a mustache.
It's just.
My name is
Yeah, no,
Virus
that is something that
Yeah,
the big
that's just a virus in a man suit.
that story was like
Virus Adultman.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's one of those stories that's just like it makes me mad, but at the same time, it's just the least surprising thing in the world. Like, there's that guy in Philadelphia who bought that old hospital and wants to like rent the rooms back to the state at like $350 a night.
I mean, that's what
He's
capitalism leads
he's
to.
refusing
He's
to,
doing it correctly.
He's refusing to sell it back to the city as public property, and they
Right, so he only wants to rent it to them.
Wow.
Eminent domain.
When I was a kid,
Seize it.
the comic strip of Foxtrot taught me what profiteering was. But I don't understand the difference. I as I've grown older, I have realized that Foxtrot was incorrect and that there is no difference between profiting and profiteering.
Yeah, no, it's basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Propaganda.
Like one is the gaining of profit, and one is the actions you do to gain more profit. Like they're the same thing.
It's all the same. Ugh.
But yeah,
the economy.
Who wants a fucking shotgun blast of Joe Biden stories to make up for the fact
Fuck
that
yeah,
he's just
fuck yeah,
gone
let's do
for a
it.
week?
Joe.
Okay,
Some ghost stories.
I'm gonna start.
Joe Biden.
I'm gonna start with the worst one because this one's just not really funny. It just fucking sucks.
Tara Reid.
So Tara Reid, former Biden staffer Biden staffer.
Yes.
Back when he was a Delaware senator, she alleged a pretty rough sexual assault from Biden, which is like if I'm not mistaken, we'd heard a lot of stuff about like sexual harassment and getting getting creepily close.
Inappropriate touching and like sniffing hair and stuff and like rubbing shoulders, but what Tara Reid describes is legally considered to be rape.
Yes, yeah. I think this is the first one we've had, and it's just this happened.
It's not a technicality. It's very explicit.
Yeah.
This is we're 4 or 5 days out from this, and it's just the story is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yahoo was the only mainstream outlet to have it. It was in its lifestyle section for a bit. Then they moved it to its sports section, and then they deleted it entirely.
What?
Yeah, that was something. That was something to read.
Yeah. You're about to say the same thing I'm about to say.
Yep. His campaign advisor, Simone Sanders, deleted all of her tweets about Christine Blasey Ford that she penned.
About believing
and
women.
how important Me Too is.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh, hey, speaking of Me Too, remember when Tara Reid went to Me Too and they said, no,
Time's
sorry.
up.
Time's up.
Time's up, sorry, not Me Too. Time's up.
Because someone on the board of the official reason was because they because it's a political camp, because it's against someone who's running for like a national office, like that may have like compromised their charity status or some bullshit.
Was Time's Up not involved in Christine Blasey Ford whatsoever?
I don't remember. I have little knowledge of Time's Up.
That was a lifetime ago.
What?
I dreamt Joe Biden was accused of sexual assault.
Fucking hell.
What a order of priorities that is.
It gets better. So, on the board of Time's Up is a woman named Anita Dunn. Anita Dunn currently works for Joe Biden's campaign as a senior advisor. Like,
was this
the
Anita
same
Dunn?
Status as like, I'll get to it.
Okay,
As Simone Sanders and Anita Dunn actually in I believe 2017 or 2016 gave not just a legal counsel, but pro bono legal counsel to Harvey Weinstein on how to dodge all those pesky sexual assault allegations and the upcoming like Ronan Farrow report and how to discredit the victims, etc. Pro bono.
Wow.
Just out of the
Pro
goodness of
bono.
her heart.
Yeah, it's making me so goddamn mad.
From the rotten depths of her heart.
Brief aside, if you want to hear more about, I really recommend listening to the Catch and Kill podcast. It's
Ronan
I don't know. Ronan Rules, and I think maybe that one just stands out to me because it's like, it actually has like, it's infuriating the way throughout, but there is like some justice in the end of it, and there's a really good interview at the end with, oh my god, what the fuck's her name? Amber? The one who started, the first person to name Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Why can't I remember her name? She's an actress.
It's not Anthony Bourdain's.
Rose McGowan. Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan, okay.
Yes, okay.
McGowan?
Yeah, it ends with a really good conversation with Rose McGowan. The interview was done the day of the sentencing, I believe.
Oh wow!
And
that's awesome.
But yeah, so Joe Biden has. I can't like.
They really expect us to oust a senile rapist by voting for their senile rapist.
No. It's fine that they don't give a shit about any of this because in 3 months' time we will all be rallying our support behind presidential candidate Andrew Cuomo.
I'm still holding out for her.
Oh God! Don't say it.
Back.
Don't put this into the world.
No, you don't.
No, it would literally like if they bring Hillary from the wings, like that will be so funny that I will just have to be forced to vote for Hillary because it would just be so funny. It's not like she's gonna fucking win.
Laughing
so
all the way to the top.
If she becomes the nominee, I will literally just be laughing from that day until the election.
The entire country will become the damn Joker.
Yeah, the country would become the Joker.
We're gonna be skipping down the stairs.
That said, I can't vote in this election regardless.
So you won't
not with that attitude, you can't.
So you're not. So Matt, you're not becoming the Joker. Is that what I'm hearing?
I will regardless be the Joker, but just like the Joker, but it's EUR, like it's like kind of French. He's the Joker, the Joker,
the Quebecois Joker.
Yeah, exactly, Quebecois Joker.
JAUK.
I'd rather vote for Hillary Clinton than Joe Biden.
I mean, honestly, it's a fine line.
It's a fine line, but I think I would.
Honestly. Yeah, just because voting for Hillary Clinton is funny. There's nothing funny about voting for Joe Biden. It's just
a funny joke.
Funny about Joe Biden because we need to give his family privacy in this time of grieving.
Oh yeah, that guy died.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Joe Biden did very much die.
Yeah, but in some more
like good riddance to bad rubbish.
Do you want some more Biden? Do you want some more Biden stories?
Yeah, lay it on me.
Okay, so I have got 3 just splayed out in front of me.
Good.
Just pick a number at random. 1, 2,
3.
3? Okay, so we will go with Biden was asked by Chuck Todd today if there was blood on Trump's hands in regards to COVID-19. He responded, I think that's a little too harsh.
First of all, cuck Todd.
Cuck Todd.
Cuck Todd.
Second of all, fuck Todd.
Fuck
Todd also. It's
Joe said it's too harsh to put any blame on Trump.
Yeah, there's no blood on his hands to say that there are. Remember that time that Trump. Remember that time 10 minutes ago when I talked about that guy who drank chloroquine when Trump said, "Hey, it's good to drink for coronavirus," and he died. Literally, there is anecdotal evidence of there being blood on my man's hands.
I don't understand why the Democrats think that being polite to Donald Trump will work.
Why would it start to work now?
I don't know about the Democrats in general, but I mean, of course, the Democrats in general, but extremely, like, Joe Biden specifically is very much a respect the office guy. You gotta suck off the office of the presidency. You can't really go too hard on the president. He said something similar, like, vaguely, going hands off on Trump. Somebody asked him about, like, how Trump's approval rating was going off, and he's like, well, I think, I don't remember the exact words, but it was something along the lines of, like, it's good that it's, like, strong. Or, like, the faith of the people is, like, strong. Like, dude.
Meanwhile, if you ask him why he's mean to Bernie Sanders, he'll eat your head.
The Democrats should be fucking visible every single day of the week. Like, you don't have to, under any circumstance, hand it to Trump, but he's been visible every single day.
Right, and that's why
TV.
That's why his
and that's been good. That's good. That's what they should be doing as Democrats.
Yeah. That's why his approval ratings are ballooning. Like that's also why Cuomo's showing up, is because he's the man that the Americans are seeing on the TV every day.
Right? Yeah, you got to be on the TV.
They're manufacturing consent. They're making us care.
I think Trump is doing these press conferences because he's not allowed to do rallies anymore, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, he's doing it because he loves the attention.
That's definitely it.
And it's the only way.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens to be working.
To have people, like, all those eyes on him.
Yeah, no, that's the same reason the celebs are really doing, like, the Imagine video and shit, is because they need the attention. They're going fucking nuts. without the attention.
All right. Up next on the Biden docket.
Oh, God.
So he put out an ad in which he said every president has had to deal with a crisis, but this one really fucked it. This one absolutely wanged the hell out of it. And
Did he said the phrase wanged?
Yes.
Yeah, he said wanged.
Okay.
And he absolutely fucked the hell out of this one. I don't know why my Joe Biden sounds like this.
Because he's dead.
It can sound like whatever you want. It sounds like whatever the person puppeteering him sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. The line is, crisis comes to every presidency. The narrative begins as a somber tone as Reagan's face flashes across the screen. We don't blame them for that. What matters is how they handle it.
We famously don't blame Reagan for any handling of any crisis.
No, not at all.
He did an absolutely perfect job with any crisis handed to him.
Yeah, and
Jesus
he
Christ.
also
especially healthcare related ones.
Yeah, in a smaller.
Look, you cannot deny the man's advancements in making gender neutral bathrooms accessible.
You also cannot deny the man's advancements in making sure a lot of gay people just fucking died.
You can't deny the man's advancement of getting shot while in office.
That sucks, dude.
It's really funny to me because that ad features 3 presidents. It's Reagan and the AIDS crisis. It's Obama overseeing the death of Bin Laden, which I guess is a crisis.
Okay.
According to the newsroom, it is.
I mean, it was a PR crisis for Osama bin Laden.
And George Bush shouting into a megaphone in front of the World Trade Center.
Oh, wow.
Let's not bring up the other crises.
The Democratic candidate could not even pull 3 examples of Democratic presidents. He had to instead go back and just jerk off like Republicans who did a really bad job. I mean, good by their terms, because Reagan really wanted gay people to die, and Bush really wanted brown people to die. So by those terms, great. Fully successful campaigns in slice of crises.
The most obvious parallel, which is FDR and the New Deal. I almost said Green New Deal. Thanks, AOC, for planting that in my brain. But like,
sleeper cell activated.
Yeah, sleeper cell activated, Manchurian candidate. Because like that was essentially like some form of social democracy, and fuck that. You don't get.
We can't be having that. The markets.
Yeah, you cannot make the money sad. The money is very sad.
Valve Flight Club original.
You have we cannot do any more microaggressions to the money.
only macroaggressions.
Only macroaggressions, yes.
Macroaggressions for macroeconomics.
So here's
the economy.
Here's the last Biden story.
Why is there more?
How old were you when you first saw gay people?
Oh my god.
Because Joe Biden...
I was about 20.
Okay.
I mean, like, when was the first time I looked in a mirror?
Yeah, true. But for Joe Biden, the first time he saw it was when he was in his 20s, in the 1960s. And
I just have to say in advance, the detail that he is in his 20s makes this story about 100 times funnier.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I did not know that detail of the story until just now. And it is painting a vivid picture.
He saw 2 black men kissing each other in public in the 1960s, which already...
In front of the courthouse.
Already, every single word I've just said is 1,000% false.
God, I'm just screaming.
Okay, you know what, not 100% false. I'm sure that there were gay black men who were kissing in the 60s. I'm sure they were not doing it publicly, because, can you...
Yeah.
Would not
we
happen.
don't need to explicate on this point any further.
Would not happen. But then he turns to his dad, who owns... Was it an auto dealership that his dad owns? Or works at?
Okay.
And he's like, hey, Dad, what's that? And his dad, who is like... This is 7 years before Stonewall, by the way. And his dad is like, well, Joey, it's simple. They love each other.
It's the world's fakest story.
His father is a Catholic man who was born in 1915.
I love to be in my mid-20s and see a relatively normal thing and then turn to my dad to find an explanation of it.
God.
I love just hanging out with my dad in the mid-20s on the lot of his used car dealership.
Yeah,
when I was 23, I said to my dad, Daddy, why does that woman have a big fat belly? And he said, it's Val. She's pregnant.
Why does that woman have big fat titties?
well, Caroline, she's a goth.
God, I wish that were me.
That woman is gregarious.
That woman, and that woman, Glengarry and Glen Ross.
something to underline here is that Biden has been telling these bizarre, off-the-wall lies for basically his entire political career, and several of them have caused his presidential campaign to just implode.
Yeah,
the
didn't he,
million of other times he's run in the past, but for some reason, the press isn't really paying that much attention this year.
When was it, the 90s that he said, oh yeah, I'm from a mining I worked in a mine when I was a kid, and then...
Yeah, I think it was 89 or 88.
I can't imagine what could have happened to electoral politics that the mainstream media would just ignore lies and not really worry about fact-checking anymore if somebody is charismatic and appearing to be charismatic and interesting. What happened? What's happened in the last couple of years?
You really think the mainstream media would just do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Hey, remember how in this anecdote he understood what gay people were in the 60s and yet publicly opposed gay marriage until like 2012?
Just conveniently, I think it is so... I don't think it's interesting. I think it's not interesting at all how all the prominent, Democratic politicians like Hillary fucking Clinton and Barack Obama and Joe Biden and everybody else in the establishment believed that marriage was between one man and one woman until the exact second that the public opinion on gay marriage turned from 49% to 51%.
There's a good Matt Boers comic about that one, where they're just they're watching the approval rating tick over, and then they're all diving for the microphone at the same time. Yeah, it's the racism dial.
It's maybe this story is false, but if it was true, that just means that for 50 years, he knew that, he was accepting of gay people. He saw, gay love as the same as straight love and made the politically prudent decision to still vote against it anyway. That's not a better narrative to tell about yourself.
Right.
Yeah, I'm actually on your side. I'm not going to side with you unless it's politically advantageous to me.
Yeah, and
right.
it's pure...
It's worse if he wasn't homophobic, but he was doing homophobic voting anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
Democrats are spineless cowards. We knew this.
Mm-hmm.
There is a noted politician who has been, a vocal champion of gay rights consistently for the last several dozens of years.
Shut the fuck up.
If only that person was running for president.
He's not a Democrat.
Oh, sorry, yes, he is an independent. He is an independent.
Yeah, that's such a bad thing that he's not a Democrat.
He also, hold on, I need to check the smudge notes on my hand. He also, he hates Jewish people?
That's fucked up of him.
Yeah, sorry,
I'm gonna have to soft block.
Yeah, sounds like Bernie Sanders is probably Jewish, anti-Semitic,
absolutely.
Slip of the tongue. I don't know why I said he was Jewish. But...
I mean, they tried to do that for, a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
tried to
literally
do it with Obama. They were like, he's friends with some racist people.
Yeah. And
I think they were going with, black nationalists. Anyway.
Yeah, they were.
The Reverend Wright thing, which was the only, good thing associated with Obama was the Reverend Wright speech where he said, "Goddamn America." That rocked.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the only oppo they can find on Bernie is
that creepy essay he wrote in his 20s.
Photos of this adorable video of Bernie and his wife sharing beer with Soviet nationals.
Yeah, and singing that Soviet song or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yes.
And it's just I obviously I don't have cable, so I haven't been watching the actual news. But it just really does seem like anything Bernie has done in the last week and a half has gotten absolutely no attention. Especially the fact that he pushed several amendments to expand worker protections in the COVID-19 relief bill was
we should talk about Big Dick Bernard's big dick move in the Senate.
Oh my god, his big dick speech.
The Amendment King doing the thing that he does.
Yes. So
his dick was gargantuan in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-edit Jason Derulo cat's dick.
Yes.
They had to edit it out for C-SPAN for television. There's just there's a light blur. There's some artifacts around his crotch.
Yeah, it's too powerful to look at directly, just like the sun. But Trump during the eclipse, we all look anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in the Senate, the relief bill, kind of at the last minute, a group of 3 incredible, chud, bitchy Republican senators I want to...
One of them was literally Rand Paul, wasn't it?
Like 3 or 4 of the chuddiest chud Republican senators decided that they were gonna make a big stink about the provision in the bill where I don't remember the exact numbers, but there was a provision for like unemployment relief for people who are laid off during the crisis for 4 months. Like fucking obviously, how are they gonna pay rent? How are they gonna buy food? Yeah, like the audience of our podcast doesn't need to hear this, but so they like pitched a big fit about, and their main objection was, so if we give this amount to people, that amount is maybe like 0.0000002 free cents more than they would have made otherwise if they like
on minimum wage.
What they have been making. It's more, and that will make them want to stay on unemployment forever. So we can't give them that. So they were threatening to sort of obstruct the bill by trying to get that provision out. So big
unemployment, by the way, like something that you can't receive if you purposefully leave your job or if you quit or whatever.
Yeah. So Big Dick Bernard, our king, our prince that was promised, he
he said, zip.
He's threatened to put a hold on the bill, and if they did not cease their objections to it. And he single-handedly made the money sad. He single-handedly made the line go down dramatically when he made that announcement because the markets were freaking out at the prospect of this bill being delayed any longer. Bernie had leverage, and he used it, and the idiot chuds all backed down like the little babies they are. And
the fucking speech he gave was so good. He literally fucking said boo-hoo, talking about the idea of them making slightly more. It's like, God forbid these people have enough money to live on.
He did the IRL version of the edited Bernie meme where it says, I am asking you once again to go cry about it.
Yeah, exactly. It was so good. And it got like a weirdly little amount of press. I don't say like weirdly as in like it's not surprising, but like given its magnitude, it should have had more coverage.
The video was viewed like several million times on Twitter and has like several 100,000 retweets and stuff, but
the only extent to which it was covered by the media was to say that Bernie delayed any
Right.
Yeah,
they had headlines that were like, Bernie and 3 Republicans delay bill for coronavirus relief.
Yeah.
Yep.
When he was like single-handedly saving the asses of like millions of people by himself.
King shit.
Yeah.
King shit.
I mean, he was showing us what he would be, what he will be like as a president. He's being a leader. Like so now this bill has been passed and we're all going to get $1,200 buckaroonies.
Now that's fucking piddly shit relief.
It's
absolutely
also,
fucking nothing.
Matt, it also gets taxed.
I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah. And it's funny, all of the headlines and stuff, I was looking it up and it was like, most Americans will get $1,200. And I was like, oh no, like who is being excluded from this? But it's if you make more than $75,000 a year, it's like progressively less.
Right.
And I just love that, like, that, I mean, like, yeah, if you're writing a news article, you do technically have to say, like, most Americans, but, like, you can just say, like, people who actually need it are getting $1,200.
Who are being claimed as dependents also get fucked. Don't get shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, because you get $500 per child, so I guess if you are the child, you only get the $500? Or if your parents give that to you? Yeah.
Don't you love means testing?
$1,200.
We all love means testing here.
Nancy Pelosi does.
On Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die.
Yeah, luckily there isn't a floor. Like,
right, because that was in an earlier version of the bill, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if you didn't make a certain amount of money, yeah, you would get less than $1,200.
Which, like, you really, like, they just truly hate poor people, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like that's not in the bill, which is cool.
Yeah, thanks.
There's also a bunch of tax loopholes and shit for companies, which companies really need our compassion in this troubling time.
Can't you think of the poor beleaguered cruise line industry?
I believe a direct quote from Trump, or at least a pretty good paraphrase of Trump, is, "We cannot let the cruise industry go bankrupt."
Why?
Fucking watch
They are
us.
morally obligated to, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. The great thing about the cruise line problem is all these cruise lines like fly under like the Bahamian flag, or like
Right.
they
Yeah,
they
that's
are
right.
registered to other countries for tax purposes, and now are like, oh shit, we don't get like the American tax relief that
Yeah.
we need, like the stimulus that we need. It's like, oh wow, interesting how if you don't pay into the government, you don't get the.
I mean, they're probably going to get it anyway,
Rewards.
but you know.
I mean, they probably
yeah,
are,
they
but it's
probably
still,
are.
it's just like like, why don't you go to the country that you're?
Yeah. Now I'm just thinking of fucking
Apparently part
Boeing. Boeing was like, we don't want to
We don't
take
have
a
to have
stake. We don't want the government to have a stake in our company, so we won't accept any relief that like that comes as a prelude to it. Whereas like this is the ideal fucking time to nationalize shit. We should be
Oh, yes.
nationalizing Boeing. In Canada, we should be nationalizing Bombardier.
And
We should be
also-
nationalizing the airlines. We should be nationalizing the private rail lines. All these companies that need help need to come back under the government banner, baby.
Nationalize the seagulls.
Nationalize
Nationalize
the railway train. No, it doesn't work. Sorry.
Nationalize the railway train. No,
Thank you, Sarah.
I tried.
That worked a lot better.
It will make the money sad.
Make the money sad. Just like considering the amount of
And when
military
it's time to
contracts,
fix
just
the-
billions and billions and I'm almost positive that the $1 trillion fail plane is Boeing. All of the military contracts that the government takes out in Boeing is basically like, I mean, like, I don't know shit about fuck, but I'm just assuming that the government is already basically keeping Boeing afloat with all the military
Yeah.
equipment they request.
And they must influence where they put their R&D and like how
Absolutely.
Boeing does it. I saw a really funny tweet of that where like somebody retweeted the article that was saying, oh, Boeing doesn't want to have to sell stake to get stimulus, and it said like, sharks, I'm asking for a $60 million investment with 0% stake in the company.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that is unreasonable. Sarah, were you singing a song?
I was trying to do a joke about like whenever I need my plumbing fixed, my landlord is not there.
Yeah?
Yep, that's good.
Anyways,
Cast 2019 is good. Listen to our Cast 2019 episode if you've been avoiding it.
please do.
Oh, hell yeah.
Uh,
If they've been avoiding it, it's been up for like 17 hours.
They might be avoiding it. Some people might see that and say, I don't want to watch this. And they should,
Well,
one,
good.
watch
They
the
don't have
movie.
to. They don't have to. It's a podcast. They don't have to watch anything.
We watched it for you.
You can run from cats, but you cannot hide.
Skimble Shake
They
does
will find
live.
The movie was questionable. The episode is very good.
Absolute banger episode. Cats performed murder in that musical.
They sure did.
I cannot fucking believe there was a murder in Cats 2019.
Rest in peace, Growl Tiger.
Rest in peace, Growl Tiger.
Before we
Bravo,
bring it
Cat.
over to Lightbringers, there was one more thing that I wanted to bring up that we didn't talk about during the celebs being added. Caroline, what's this Dean of Tish?
Oh yeah. Okay, so all right, give me a second to pull up the
When I saw that in the link stock, I
Um,
was like, who's Dean Tish?
Dean Tish, name of the year.
Tish Dean. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the meme post somebody voted. Okay, I can. So what the deal is that NYU, New York University, obviously in kind of the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak right now. They're a Tisch School of the Arts, so encompassing all like the fine arts, but also stuff like theater and dance and film that you cannot really do remotely.
Mhm.
The students have been petitioning the school and the dean specifically, whose name is Allison Green, to give them a refund of their tuition for the spring semester. Because they're really just not gonna get any money's worth.
Yeah,
out
you
of this.
can't.
Absolutely not. So the dean's response was to send an email, basically a long-winded email saying we're not going to refund your tuition, and then an addendum about how Like, I know how some of you liked watching me, like, dance on, like, some stupid video I posted on my social media last week that maybe, like, 20 people saw. So I thought I would do it again. And it is a 2-minute video that is about 10 seconds too long. The last 10 seconds are after the song is ended, and Miss Allison Green is just, like, standing and staring into the camera, not unlike one Mr. Joe Biden. And she is just dancing atrociously
What is she
to
dancing
REM's
to? It's
Losing My Religion.
No!
The email is an explication of what she thinks losing my religion means to her, and
That's
how
me
and
in the
how
corner.
how
That's
REM,
me in the
yeah.
dorm room losing my tuition.
Yep.
I really hate it. I hate it.
What happened to the separation of church and state?
What did?
Sorry, Caroline, what were you saying?
I wasn't saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to override her with my good REM joke.
It was
That is
good.
Truly nothing.
Hey,
can we
she
have our
really
tuition back?
thought
No.
she really like stood. She probably rehearsed it too. Like probably at least like a couple hours of time on her part, just putting together this video of her dancing to "Losing My Religion" while saying "fuck you, I keep your money."
Oh my god.
Rich people die. Challenge.
They're Henry
do all
Kissinger
die.
Pokemon going to eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we light bring?
I suppose we should.
Yeah. I'll go first.
Sure.
One thing I've been liking a lot while I'm stuck at home is I've been watching YouTube videos from people doing what they call thrift flips, where they buy something at a thrift store and then they DIY it into, like, you know, pants that fit instead of don't, or a shirt instead of a dress. And it's been really fun and inspiring. I got my sewing machine back from my mom's house, like, right before I had to lock down. And so I've been watching those and, like, getting really inspired and, like, doing a bunch of DIY stuff. So that's been really fun.
Hell yeah.
Somebody in the chat says they love those. Me too. And also, I've been watching this television show called Elementary.
Fuck off.
My late bringer this week, and it's very important that I distinguish this from a recommendation because I do not know if I recommend it, but it's been a light bringer for me. I've been wrapping up this anime from last season called Id Invaded, and I don't know if it's good. I'm having a hard time deciding if it's good, but it's very fun and I'm enjoying it. It's like, it feels like a prestige dad cop drama by way of anime, but also there's Inception, kind of.
Okay.
Does it have the horns?
The what?
The horns that
blah.
go.
If there haven't been those yet, so but I haven't finished it yet. I still have 3 episodes left.
Gotcha.
But the core basis of it is like there's a serial killer and he's been hired by the cops to like solve other serial killer murders by going into the id of other serial killers, like a projection of the ids, and doing some sleuthing. I don't know,
Like Hannibal, but an actual serial killer?
yeah, basically
A little like Dexter.
Maybe Dexter, but yeah, possibly
similar
Dexter.
premise.
But it's like state sanctioned as opposed to Dexter, who operates outside the bounds of law and man. But I don't know if it's like I said, I don't know if it's good. It's very like twisted fucking psychopath kind of shit. Like there's a serial killer they have to hunt down who's named the Challenger, and his thing that he puts his victims in like a boxing ring with him and beats them to death, and they're often just like, you know, young women and such that he does this to. And it's like,
normal.
It's like, it's very fucked up for the sake of being fucked up at times, but when it's not doing that, I have a good time with it. It's like the right level of gore that I like in my anime. It's like, it's hitting like Death Note levels for me, but like, the thing is that Death Note is like decidedly good. I don't know if It Invaded is. I'm gonna have to finish it and report back, but I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. It's been just kind of a fun thing to watch lately.
Caroline, what do you got?
Yeah, I've been watching a show on HBO that I've been kind of digging. Like, I've been putting it on as kind of like a background show, but it's good when it's good. It's The Outsider on HBO, which is based on a very recent Stephen King book. But it's like the kind of creepy it is sort of hits me right. Like, it's like I've really only been like scared by horror media, maybe like 1 or 2, but there's been parts of it that have genuinely like creeped me out, and
Is that the one with the girl who plays Janice Ian from Mean Girls?
I don't think so. No, Jason Bateman's
Okay.
in it. Is the only actor I know.
What's the show?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a different thing.
It's called The Outsider.
Oh.
And I've
Okay.
also been watching HBO canon, like prestige TV canon Deadwood, and I'm just fucking obsessed every single time. Like, it's worth it. Like, even if like the whole show is maybe a little bit like classically like TV, anime, HBO drama gritty, like grimdark.
Yeah.
But I'm just completely enraptured.
Ian
every time
McShane is
Ian
there.
McShane is on the screen. He's one of the main characters, and he's just
When-
like
When Ian McShane is not on the screen of any television show or movie, I am constantly asking myself, where is Ian McShane?
he's the Skimble of
Yeah.
of shows.
Ian, where
But
is
it
Ian?
is.
Ian McShane, the actor man.
He is the actor, man. Deadwood is kind of I sort of had to like read TV reviews to like get that this was the premise, but the premise of Deadwood is not so much as much of the other prestige TV shows are like character studies, like how Breaking Bad and The Sopranos are very like focus on like
Yeah.
individuals. Deadwood, the creators have said that the main character of Deadwood is like the human organism, like civilization. So it's sort of about how all of these like disparate groups of people with disparate interests sort of build this town on the outpost of civilization in like the unincorporated U.S. territory. So
Right, 'cause it's like cowboy shit, right?
It's sort of it's cowboy shit for like the first 4 episodes, and then then it's sort of like the cowboy shit is like sort of the prequel, even though it's part of season 1. But the I think it's a team of 2 guys. They initially wanted to do their initial pitch to HBO was about how civilization sort of formed in ancient Rome and the colonial outpost, but HBO already had like a Rome series aptly titled Rome in Development, so they changed it to Old West. And it's good. It's good. Ian McShane is extremely good.
Yeah, Ian McShane's pretty much like the main reason I continue watching the bad show of American Gods, because it's just fun to see him like chew the scenery.
Yeah, Ian McShane's there.
Ian McShane is indeed there, like, all the time. And so is Peter Stormare, another person who is very fun to watch chew scenery.
I didn't read it or see it. I was told, I was talking to somebody who was watching this, and they said, so all the cowboys in that show say, like, fuck and stuff a lot.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Like,
no, they not only
they're
say...
always swearing.
They not only say fuck, it is the shows where cowboys say fuck, but they also say pussy, like, all the time. I was talking about pussy and cock and fuck.
Very HBO.
It's extremely
Yeah.
HBO.
Cock?
Dick.
Ah, cock. I like it.
I
Bet you do.
Nope, it's pussy for me.
Emmy react.
Shower of Emmys.
Just a shower of Emmys.
Emmys. But I heard though that that is like a modernization that they had to do because like people in the Old West didn't actually like say words that we now like
Right, yeah.
use as curse words and stuff.
They wanted to capture the coarseness, but they had to kind of extrapolate it for modern audiences.
They couldn't just all say
Because
what
otherwise they would sound like
tarnation?
Yosemite Sam. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They'd say
It
what
would be
tarnation.
really cool if everybody in Deadwood talked like Yosemite Sam.
That would be like, but like somebody like really frustrated, just like, Dag! Nabbit!
Counterpoint, what if they did just use modern parlances of like curse words and just you got to hear Ian McShane call someone a cum brain.
Yeah, Ian McShane says somebody looks like a fan.
Like,
Ian McShane calls you a simp ASMR 10 hours.
someone does something really cool and Ian McShane says out loud PogChamp.
Oh god, I want Ian McShane to say poggers.
I want Ian
Does
McShane
he
to
have
say
a cameo?
poggers.
Does he have a cameo we can pay him for?
If Ian McShane has a cameo, I will suddenly have negative money.
GoFundMe
Say
to make an
poggers.
Ian McShane cameo. All of the Patreon money is now immediately funneled.
It will belong to the Ian McShane
exclusively
cameo.
towards the Ian McShane fund.
Yeah.
Funny how all of a sudden my wallet is open.
Yeah, no, it's just, there it is. My Lightbringer is I started doing ROM hacking, finally, after like 15 years of threatening to do it. I started working on like a ROM hack of Pokemon Crystal, just like changing some stuff around. And it's like, it satisfies my do stuff with Pokemon, organize information, and have spreadsheets itches all at the same time. Because I just get to like, organize information and make stuff play better. And I'm very excited to, like,
organizing information, bro.
it's so good. I'm posting about it as I do it in, like, the Pokemon channel in the HKIP Discord, so I'll post little things every once in a while, and people have told me they want to work on it with me, so other, like, friends of the show will be collaborating with me on this thing, whatever the fuck it ends up becoming, so it should be fun. And I'll be posting about it in the future.
Pokemon!
I fucking love Pokemon. I have replayed, like, 5 Pokemon games in the last, like, 2 weeks. Like, the entire games.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
I'm doing very normal over here. My life is very normal, and
We
good.
are all normal.
We are HKIPGTD on all of our social media, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit. Thank you to Bisexual Punch Party for setting up our Reddit. We are also Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die on any of your favorite podcatchers, which makes sense because we're your favorite podcast. If you want to become a patron of ours, we also have a Patreon, HKIPGTD, patreon.com/the thing I just said. So if you are a $1 per month subscriber, you get access to all of our bonus content, so our pre and post shows, Cut for Times, Extended Lightbringers, etc. With the exception of the Cats bonus episode, which we did put on the main feed as a treat.
We did also pause the Patreon.
Yes.
Okay, so we did pause it. So I shouldn't do this part?
No, they could still like sign on to it. It's just they won't get charged for the month of April, and they will still get all of the bonuses and perks.
Well, there you go.
All that good bonus content.
The tricks and treats.
April, much like your rent should be, will be free. If you are a $5 subscriber, you get all of those things that we mentioned before. April is also free for you. And you get the very special role of Comrade in our Discord. And if you are a $10 a month subscriber, you get the even most specialist role of Conrad, which allows you to listen live to the recording, as a few people are doing this episode, or were doing. And you also get April free.
Yep.
April Freeze.
April Freeze.
That is what they call it.
So without further ado, here's the list of patrons. Your Sapphic Minecraft Bee Wife, Unexpected Item in Bagging Area, Burgermeister, Stephanie Ruff, Pregnant Seinfeld, David Besser, Alex Schaup, Rain Raven, Patrick Van Brunt, Alex H., Jacob Sears, Neve Noel Williams, Wynn, Bryce, A Sexual Fish Tank, Ashy New, Alex Hoot, Maximilian Rower, Brian, Nick Clarkson, Jane Wick, Destry Hawk, Pierre the Disaster, The Tallest You, Non-Binary with Left Beef, Summergeist, Dijonais, Chaz Goblin, and Paul Blart, Fleshcart. Paul Blart Fleshcart.
Shout out
Thank
to
you.
all of those patrons. And all our other patrons as well. They just don't get their name read.
Yes, $5 and $10 patrons get their name read.
I just saw an article that says, concern for the Queen grows as her senior footmen test positive for coronavirus. Queen, get Rona. Queen, get Rona. We're officially doing a Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die chant
Did you guys...
as we attempt to get the Queen to get coronavirus.
Queen of England.
Did y'all see
Has
Trump
got the
is
Rona.
mad at Harry and Meghan for whatever reason? He's tweeting about how they must pay for their own protection.
Literally, like, they're living in Canada. It's not even his
cares?
problem.
The
But also they
Fine.
should.
The Queen has a footman?
Yeah, I
thought that was just
sounds like
Reply
some
Guys.
British monarchy shit.
It does. Very much does.
Yeah.
Where can we find all of you guys?
I can be found on Twitter at Sunhatzhenya. That's SUNHATZHENYA. I can also be found on other Noisepace.xyz podcasts, such as Fear Baiting, which is a horror movie podcast that I do, and The Wonder Years, which is an Animorphs reread podcast that I do with my friends Blair and Seda. Thank you very
Speaking
much.
of Noise Space.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Noise Space.
Thank you, Noisepace. Thank you, Matt GameCube.
You're welcome. I'm Matt. You can find me on Twitter at MattGCN. You can find me on Tumblr at Tremampoline. I haven't given my Tumblr in a while, but I don't really post to it very often. It's mostly Pokemon. If you like to see Pokemon creatures, look at my Tumblr.
I am Caroline, and you can find me on Twitter at @CSavage with 2 V.
And I'm Val Flight Cub. You can find me on Tumblr at Flight Cub, or on Twitter as Flight Cub B. The second B stands for, I hope the Queen of England gets coronavirus. I am really close to 10,000 subscribers. 10,000 followers on Tumblr, by the way. You don't have to be
sick.
on Tumblr to follow me. Just
No,
saying.
Val. The second B obviously stands for Boris Johnson has got the coronavirus, and I hope that the Queen follows in his stead.
Yeah.
All one word.
It is all one word. Semper Funny and
Semper Funny.
Memento Poke get
Memento Pokemori.
Memento Pokemori.
Memento Poke get coronavirus.
Specifically Henry.
Specifically, Henry will get the Rona.
Just a statistical likelihood, not a threat.
Oh, that would be so sick if that's what killed him. He's definitely over 60.
We did a death pool in my other Discord about how Henry Kissinger's going to die and when, and one person had pneumonia down.
Holy shit.
So
Ooh.
she's looking like the odds favorite right now.
Ooh.
Bye!
All right, bye, gamers.
Bye.
Bye.
Novel coronavirus has a lipid outer shell. Washing with soap and water sends it back to virus hell.